All right, everyone, welcome back to Cutting Stems.
Hello.
The after show. We have Rhea. We have Kelly Keegs. We do not have Trent.
That son of a bitch.
He is in
dead.
Florida.
He's 6 feet under.
Living the life. Eating fucking steak at Tiger Woods restaurant.
Whatever. Like, whatever.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. Is he with Tiger Woods?
Oh,
He could
cool.
be.
Probably
Who knows?
not.
You're so cool, Trent.
Whatever, we don't care.
Oh, man. But we are
Drama.
here to talk about Bachelor in Paradise Monday and Tuesday. General thoughts, both great episodes.
Very
Tuesday
good.
was great. Monday was Monday was a setup episode. Tonight's episode was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of when couples reunite
Yes.
there's always a drama. It's like the recoupling. They did the same thing with like the recoupling in Love Island. It wasn't as dramatic. I do have some complaints, but we can start off with how we felt about Monday's episode, which to me felt like a setup episode.
I agree completely. I think that that Jesse Palmer had a lot to do with instigating some of the anxiety the girls were having. I feel like the girls were feeling fine. They were all sticking to their guns, like, oh, I'm not really hooking up with people. I'm not really doing whatever. And then when Jesse Palmer came through and was like, we're shaking shit up and things are different over there, they were freaking out. And then they all kind of changed their tune and started talking to other guys. In that same breath, Lace went over back to the beach to cause mayhem. And do you guys think that Lace is getting a Bachelorette edit? It's the first time that I've thought that.
No.
I don't know. I feel like they interviewed every single person on the beach afterwards being like, Lace just really deserves love. Like, Lace she's so great and someone is out there for her. Like, there were so many people being like, someone's out there for her, that it's the first time I've ever thought, like, are they trying to make her the Bachelorette someday?
That would excite me. Like,
I think that's interesting.
I would
She's
like
different.
her as the Bachelorette.
She's a different person.
I don't think she's going to be the Bachelorette.
I never thought that, just based on how people were like reacting to her being so upset and leaving, and like because Rodney was coupled up with what's her name, Eliza.
I
did think it was a bit, well, not strange, but I was like, in my opinion, more so it was the rejection rather than it being Rodney. Like, I don't know if Lace and Rodney really had that strong of a connection. I just think her being rejected by him is what made her so upset. I didn't think that they were like end all be all.
I think you're spot on.
There was a couple scenarios where I felt like either producers or the interview setup they tried to like really make drama out of things that maybe like they didn't get the dramatic reaction that they necessarily wanted from the contestants. So they turned it into like, well, let's just play all these interviews of people being like, Lace is dramatic and she's going to be emotional and it's going to be this big blow up. Like, she was sad.
Yeah.
And she cried, but like she was just like,
she didn't lose her shit.
Like, it was a breakup that she was like upset about and she left. But it wasn't like she didn't start throwing things. Like, it just feels like, and we can talk about it Tuesday with Shanae too. It just feels like, I don't know what they're doing in these interviews or like how they want to, like, they're almost building up the reactions to these breakups so much in these interviews that when the breakups actually happen, it's like, that was a pretty normal reaction to someone saying like, hey, I picked somebody else. Like, she was upset, but it didn't seem like she was really making that big of a deal out of it. But, the girls are still they're missing their guys.
So miss.
Jesse Palmer comes, and basically they say nobody has a connection with Rick or Olu, so they just get sent home. Boy,
that was brutal.
Boy, did they get the short end of the stick of the
brutal.
Paradise. Like, you probably get excited, like, oh, we got cast on Paradise, we get to go down. That was their entire experience.
I've always thought Rick was hot. What, like, I don't know what the deal. Nobody likes
there's
Rick.
Something.
Is
No,
he a
people
weirdo?
do like Rick, but
Who said he
there's
was like a
something-
vampire? Was that you?
I don't know. There's something
I
about
don't think
him.
I had any really comments about him, but I will say this, okay? They were in a lovely place that they didn't take advantage of. They had a nice place to sleep. They had air conditioning, but what they didn't have was a mattress for a mattress, which is probably why they felt like they just were like, why don't we just get out of here? Because it's not like we have a comfortable mattress like they do on Cutting Stems.
Exactly.
So right.
Yep, thank
Exactly.
you. And if they want to unjunk their sleep after this long trip to paradise, they should probably go to mattressfirm.com and talk to a sleep expert or go to a Mattress Firm store where they can find the right mattress for them, because this is one long heck of a ride of paradise and they are feeling miserable, but they got to get a good sleep and they could do it on a mattress like this.
They did not take
Love it.
advantage of a better situation.
They did not
they
take
didn't.
advantage
They
of
just
it, but
got
they could
sad.
take
They really
advantage
didn't.
when they get out of paradise.
Although
Yeah.
they did take advantage of a little bit of a wine chat.
They seemed like they
We need
were
to
getting
address
a
the
little
wine chat.
tipsy.
For sure.
Um,
I want to address the wine chat.
we could talk about the wine. The wine chat was tonight's episode.
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure. Or was it at the end? It was at the end of this one.
It was at the end.
It was at the end of this one.
Because of Shanae yelling at Genevieve.
Yeah.
Genevieve,
Genevieve
not
and
at her,
Shanae
to
also
her, to her.
were definitely getting a little tipsy and
For sure.
having a good time. The two of them
Yes.
are like newfound besties.
I forgot
But
about the shots.
the new relationship coming out of this is Kate revealed to Logan that she is interested in him, that she doesn't really want anything with Jacob. She wants him, which of course immediately leads to Kate getting a date card. She explains to Jacob how she's feeling. She wants to take Logan, so she asks Logan on the date, and then Logan has to go tell Sarah, like, oh, you know, I'm going to go on this date. Sarah also handled that pretty well. She was like, okay, I mean,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarah didn't really care.
She
Like, I feel like
seemed
she
mad, which is valid.
Right. She seemed like, what the fuck? But that was pretty much it. I want to say it right now, and I'm going to say it multiple times in this recap. I don't like Kate at all. I think Kate's a fucking bitch. I think that she is being super manipulative. I think that she's acting strange, and I don't
like
trust
when you
her.
speak your mind.
No, it's true. I don't trust her, and I thought I would like her at first, and I know that she. And we'll talk about it more with Shanae, but I know that she has bad blood towards Shanae from their own season. But like, read the room. No one
Yeah.
else is treating Shanae like that. Like, clearly she's different, whatever. And her whole thing about being like, I would like to believe that.
Yeah.
And she just kept going on like that. And I think that she looks like a fucking asshole this whole time. I think
Yeah,
she's like, every move that she made, the going out with Logan
Yeah.
and having those conversations, like, okay, so you're gonna go talk to Shanae, I'm gonna talk to whoever, and we're good on this, right? Like, it was almost like a threat. I was like,
Yeah.
this is bizarre. And you're very much doing gameplay, and I don't
Yeah.
trust you at all.
Yeah, I think you're right about how she treated Shanae like how Shanae came across on the original season she was
Yes,
on,
yes.
rather than how Shanae is acting at
Which
this
is
very
fair
moment.
to come in with a little bit of like a chip on your
Preconceived,
shoulder,
yeah.
preconceived notions, whatever. But when you are having conversations with everybody, ask them about this, and they all tell you like, no, she's a different person, give her a chance, and you still refuse, and you're trying to. It almost makes me think that she went after Logan on purpose because of Shanae. Like, all of her actions, like leading up to it.
Everything she does seems
calculated.
premeditated
Yeah.
and calculated.
Calculated. Drives me
and
nuts.
she ain't there for the right reasons.
Nope.
No, so they go on a date together, which now they're like very confident in their relationship. That date ends and they're both like, oh, I'm all in on Logan, I'm all in on Kate. Like, they've forgotten about everybody else. This is a magical pair now, it seems. Kate is a tad older than Logan is, which
Yeah, Logan's
is
26. She's like
discussed
35.
about.
I
She's
think
33, I think.
33. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but they are both in the, I think the San Diego, LA area.
course.
Do you think
Of
that
course.
San Diego people have like a big group chat where they call themselves like the San Diego group?
Definitely. It's
Probably.
probably like the SD crew. I bet anything there's a group chat called the SD
And there's like
crew.
little animals to like represent the San
Probably.
Diego
For
Zoo.
sure. For sure.
Yeah. The other couple that could be shifting is Johnny and Victoria. Victoria sees Alex from Rachel Lindsay's season. She's like, look, this guy on paper is everything I want. He's older, he's ready for a family, he's ready to have a serious relationship. So she
Hot. He's rich.
yes, she's just like, this could be something. She's warming up to that idea. She gets a date card and takes him on a date. They have a great date. I think she is struggling to like she likes Johnny a lot, but this guy, this beautiful man right in front of her, who she keeps repeating is her type, and all these things.
I thought it was weird, though, that she said, not weird because I've been there, but weird to say it to his face, that she's like, you are the kind of person that I usually date, so much so that, like, you remind me of some of my ex-boyfriends. You look like my exes. And I'm like, don't tell. Like, I mean, he'll figure that out, whatever. But he'll be like, you look like all my exes and whatever. And in that instance, it makes me think, like, oh, well, then, like, go for Johnny. Johnny's someone different. Johnny's, like, maybe you need to be pulled out of your comfort zone, because clearly all the guys that look like Alex, you know, and maybe act like him haven't worked before, so try something different. But the part about him being ready for a family, that seems to be her priority. She wants to be engaged, and she wants to have kids.
Yeah.
And
she said she
Johnny's
wants 5
a little
kids.
wishy-washy on that. Wow.
Yeah.
5?
I may have that's maybe a misquote, but I think she said you wanted 5 kids.
It's so expensive.
Brittany.
It's just so expensive. Like,
yeah,
what?
no, it is. It is. Brittany is going for Tyler, which is definitely
but good
where.
for her. You don't have to have them.
No, that's great. That's great. Like,
You
I
don't
just
have to
hope
have
she,
them.
you know, that's what she's got to marry somebody rich if she wants 5 kids.
Maybe she is rich herself.
I don't know if she is.
Maybe
Is she?
I don't know. Maybe
She could be.
She could be.
I'll call her up. I'll ask. I'll text her. She's my bestie now.
She's got
I'm like a Victoria
plenty
F.
of
stan.
deals. So am I. I'm
Oh, no,
absolutely
that's
loving her
fine.
this
She wants to have 5
season.
kids. Like, the idea of I'm too practical for that, you know.
You're right.
You know,
You
I think too much
in
about
your
the
world,
bad.
You don't even want 1 kid.
No,
So
'cause it's
5
expensive.
sounds insane to you.
5 sounds nuts.
Honestly, 5 sounds
times?
insane to me too.
5 times out of your vagina? Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like more like a 2-3 girl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not 1.
Yeah.
Only children stink.
No, only child. Can't be.
I'm
only.
sorry if
Can't
you
be
are
an
an only child.
Yes, it can't be only child.
Nah, they don't all stink.
Even if
That
you have
was
an
a
only,
joke.
but if you have an only child, you gotta have like cousins or something.
Right,
gotta have,
you
gotta have
need your
people
only
around.
child to interact with people
can't be a
because let
brat.
me tell you, they are selfish people.
Oh yeah, Tommy smokes right upstairs.
Yeah, that selfish son of a bitch. And Glennie Balls and Tommy
Glennie.
Smokes are both only
Glennie.
child. They are like the
Don't get me
poster
started.
children for only children.
Don't get me started. Oh, man.
But I love them to death.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're like my best friends.
For sure. But they're brats anyway. So.
But if you're an only child watching this, I love you and I respect you and I respect your parents for making that decision.
Just don't be a brat. Just work extra hard not to be a brat. Anyway, so what do we think about Victoria F's eventual decision? What do we think she's going to choose? Generally, based on that.
I don't know. She seems very iffy on Alex still. I think she's in that situation where like she has all the feelings for Johnny. It's like her heart's telling her Johnny, but her brain says Alex. So I think eventually she'll probably listen to her heart.
What did she say? She was like, I have breakfast with Johnny. I do life with Johnny.
Yeah,
I was like, you've been there for 1 week.
With Johnny, it's like
it's
doing
been,
life is not exactly vacation in Mexico.
No.
But
Right, you guys have not done life in any way.
No one's done
You've
life.
guys done vacation.
You've done vacation and you've had breakfast together. That's what I'm
Yes.
hearing so far.
The episode ended with Shanae getting upset about Brittany being with Tyler. Brittany and Tyler definitely have a connection. They're making out in the pool. Genevieve sees them. She's like, I'm not telling Shanae
I'm not
what I
telling
saw.
Shanae.
And that's where they left off going into Tuesday's episode where Jesse Palmer comes in. Tonight's episode, they are brought back to the beach in waves, it seems. It's like Jesse's like, you don't have to all go together. You can go differently. They sent certain people in at certain times.
I love that,
It's
by
also
the way.
out of order, like completely out of order. When Jill left, like Serene was there comforting her, but they hadn't shown Serene come to the beach yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
Editing's been
Right,
a little
it was like
messy,
it
I
was
have
Serene
to say.
and Genevieve. I guess
I've
Genevieve.
got my what is
Your
it?
radar, your radar's up.
Yeah, of some they're
Yeah.
messing with this show
They
a little
are.
bit.
We
I
talked about it before.
especially on tonight's episode. It
The
felt like
sound.
there was like the sound was off at certain points. I felt like Shanae and Kate's argument. There was times when like Kate's voice sounded different and they weren't showing her mouth, and then they cut to her and then she's actually talking. And the same thing with Jacob and Jill's breakup. I don't know. There was times where I felt like this is being chopped up way too much to try and make this be more dramatic than it is.
Agreed.
Because I don't know if production was like, oh, we thought we were going to have some big dramatic moments with the switch, and maybe they didn't get them.
Yeah.
So they get everyone in the interviews to hype it up. We'll talk about it, but let's
also
get to
too-
the people who reunite.
They also do, in last night's episode, Shanae having the conversation with Genevieve and Jill, and who was with Jill, drinking with Jill, Adam, and the third girl.
I think
It was not Brittany, because she was making out with Tyler.
Oh.
There's one, Serene.
Serene.
Yeah. Okay. Serene and Jill listening at the door for Shanae and Genevieve. That listened conversation sounded like it was made in post. Like they were just piping in sound where they both were like, I just can't believe him.
Yeah.
I can't believe him either. Like it sounded fake as fuck. And I was like, this is weird.
The first couple to reunite, which we'll talk about, is Genevieve and Aaron, which was very sweet. They were so happy. Aaron played
so emotional. I cried this whole episode.
Aaron pulled a little bit of a fast one. Like he went for some dramatic effect there.
He made her sweat a little.
He made her sweat a little bit, but boy, was she happy. So
they were very happy, and I cried, and I didn't know I liked them, but apparently I do because I was crying at them reuniting. I guess
just love her.
I do. I really do.
Yeah. Her relief was so real and so clear on the screen that it was like, how could you not feel emotional? Like,
right, and like the way she cuddled up to him.
Yes.
I love that.
And he was holding her and kissing her head. Oh, I'm gonna cry again. I'm gonna cry again. It was so nice. It was really.
There's just no better feeling.
And I have talked shit about Aaron non-stop on this show specifically, and I thought that was the sweetest moment. I've never, I didn't know he had it in him. I didn't know he could be so sweet.
This is the sweetest we've ever seen him.
It was. I know. You see it. You see it. And it just.
Oh, you
and
too.
She was so she just was.
And she was like so cute and cuddly, and he was like.
And she just like she's like, I had so much anxiety the whole time. And she came back and he's like, no, I didn't hang out with anybody. I like played sharks and minnows in the pool. And she was like, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just nice to trust.
That was nice. Yeah.
The Shanae. That was very sweet, guys.
It was just sweet.
You guys good?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, we're all right.
The Shanae comes. She talks to Logan. Logan breaks up with her. Logan definitely tried to go the route of, well, let's not forget you were making out with James, and
which
honestly, bad route to go. Bullshit. Like he should have just said, he should have just went with, you know what, I have a better connection with Kate, and that's it. Don't try and play the blame game of like, well, how's this any different from what you were doing?
Right,
it's like no, just own up to the fact that you like Kate more. Everyone will respect you more instead of being like, well, remember how you made me feel? Like it's like okay.
Also, remember when they left?
Were past that.
Remember when they left? It was either him or it was somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was him saying some shit like, "Oh yeah, well Shanae did XYZ, and I think that she's worried that she's gonna get a taste of her own medicine." Who said that? Wasn't that Logan who said it about her?
I don't know.
Which I thought was fucked up. Like it's like he went in there ready to like get back at her.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is where things escalated. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. As much as Jacob, I'm not really a fan of him. It's more respectful on his part that he was able to be like, I just realized that I don't have a connection with you that I'm looking for because I already felt a strong connection with her, although she has moved on to somebody else, which is Logan. That showed me that I don't have what I want to have with you.
Totally.
Which is like the most honest way to go about it.
Totally.
Right?
Jacob
like even if it hurt Jill.
Jacob could have been the guy, like the Love Island guy, who's like, oh, I experimented, but now that you're back.
Yeah, like, it made me realize I like you. Yeah. Which I'm glad he didn't because right. And Jacob seems like a genuinely nice guy. I will say that. He's kind of a meathead. He's kind of like a doofus, whatever. Yeah. But whenever he gets serious, I feel like his words are true. And he seems nice.
The Shanae obviously was upset, and so she calls Kate rude and loud and talks about the women tell all, and calls her disgusting, and she says a lot of mean things. Look, there are mean things. She's upset. She says a lot of mean things. She calls Logan trash. Man voice. She's got a whole long list.
Logan
of things.
is trash. That's clear.
But it just felt
man
like
voice too many times in my life.
I know. Me too. Don't get me started.
Voice. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's better for
none of
podcasts. No, none of us do. Have I told you about that? How one of my mom's like friends made a comment like that one time about my voice.
No.
It's like, oh, her voice is so deep, so manly. I was like, what the fuck? Said it to my mom, and my mom told me that. I was like, what the fuck?
Listen,
it's fucked up. And I was like, really, bitch?
Yeah.
I think you have one of the most soothing voices I've ever heard.
It's sultry.
Yes.
You have a great voice.
Thank you.
You have a great speaking voice.
But it is a man
voice. Goes back to what I was saying about the interviews. All the interviews. It just feels like everyone's going just a few feet too far. I don't know why. I don't know who's pushing them. But Aaron's like calling her the Sinead, and she needs to be put in a padded room and locked up and get a new personality, and she needs to be shipped off into space, and like it seemed like a lot. And I get it, Shanae was not being the nicest person in that situation, but the weeks that we've had Shanae on this show, she has not been awful. Like she has not, like she's got, if she and Genevieve can get along, like then if Genevieve can give her a second chance, some of these other girls are not willing to do that, obviously. Kate's like, she was awful to us on our season, traumatized all of us, terrorized all of us. And it's like, Kate, you were on the season for, like, you were not on the season for that long.
You were not traumatized
so
on the season.
Yeah, so it just felt like, I felt like Kate
Kate's
really,
annoying.
I felt like Kate really used that as a defense of like, well, and then she said, oh, I wrote it down. Kate said she had a twisted satisfaction that she triumphed over Shanae. And I was like, okay, red flags all across the board here. Like, why would you even say that on camera? Because now everyone's going to think that you just went for Logan because you wanted to take him from Shanae.
Completely. And I still think that. I fully think that. Because she was chilling with Jacob, whatever, and then like a light switch. She was like, actually, I hear Shanae's like with Logan. I want Logan. And then she took him on a date, buttered him up, came back and was like, you know, handshake, we're doing this. I'm in love with you. The connection is, I've never had anything like this, blah, 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 blah. And I watched the previews for next week. Yeah. And Kate's philandering. She's running around with other people.
I know.
So what the fuck is she doing?
I know. Maybe she just was like, I'm gonna get Shanae eliminated. I don't know. I don't like the motives there. I felt like we're getting a little messy. Production's just getting a little messy on how they're trying to make this show. Like with the interview, it just felt like a lot of piling on for something that wasn't
that wasn't
such,
worth,
I don't know what it is.
On.
Yeah, exactly.
Shanae has been, we talked so much shit about, or at least I did for sure, talked shit about Shanae when she was on Clayton's season. Yeah. And she was a nightmare for sure. But we've said consistently on Paradise, she does seem to have turned over a new leaf. I think that she's lovely. Like I said, she
shouldn't be calling people disgusting and it's like
that wasn't lovely.
No, that was
but
not
that's
nice.
coming from a place of like
was
hurt and she's
like
acting immature.
Aaron said
and
at one point this season, hurt people.
Yeah,
so,
it's true. It's true.
And I do think that played a role in that. It just felt like a lot of commentary from everyone on something that like doesn't have anything to do with you.
And she didn't really even blow up. Like everybody was expecting her to blow up. And what
they're
bothered
calling her Sinead. They're comparing it to a hurricane. It's like
what bothered me.
She didn't yell once. She yelled at Logan, but
but
she walked away from Kate.
She barely yelled at him. She just told him like you're being disrespectful because he was. And that was also Kate's fault. Kate like came down the fucking thing and was like, "Are you good? Let's sit right here, literally next to Shanae, and make out and have everybody up in the thing be clapping for us." Everyone's an asshole. I just I hated that. Everyone acted like such a dick in that moment, and it just bothered me so much. And when Shanae addressed it with Logan, it was like she actively avoided doing those things with James back in the time when she like was hooking up with James for 5 seconds. Yeah. And he doesn't have the respect. And so her calling him disrespectful, I think, is completely valid. Something that bothered me so much was immediately after that when Kate came down to the beach and was like badgering her to fight with her. Yeah. Like she came in and she was like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's fine, whatever. Like, I don't want to talk. And she just kept following her, badgering her, getting in her face. And I was like, Kate, drop it. Like, stop trying to poke the bear. Leave her alone. She clearly doesn't want to have this blow up on TV. Leave her alone. Yeah. Drove me nuts.
Yeah. We can go through these ones quickly. Jill, we talked about, she gets sent home. Jacob stays, but she's like, you know what? I'm out of here. Not going to work. She's very upset.
I put on my list, Jill's eyebrows are nuts on the inside. Like, she looks like an emoji when she's sad.
She has a good sad face.
Her eyebrows go this way, like literally like a cartoon. And I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing.
Andrew and Brittany talk. Like, they both are like, hey, it's early stages. Brittany says she had a connection with Tyler. I think they're both like, fine. Whatever, you respect that decision.
Sure.
Brandon and Serene reunite. These two are just in love. They're just like running into each other's arms. They're talking about how much they love each other. They're adorable, beautiful. They're the only hope I have in this season right now, currently, at this moment. Mm-hmm. And then Victoria and Johnny, she's very happy to see him. They reunite, but then she starts to tell him about Alex, and he gets upset. He gets more upset, he seems, over this checklist that she brings up, because he's like, look, you're Victoria, everyone's gonna want to take you on a date, I get that, but like, is there some list that I don't fall under? Like, what are you saying here?
He doesn't like the fact that she has a list at all. She thinks like, or he said something like, he's don't like, you want to be in love with someone and not worry about like if they're checking off your list, like where you're just checking off a list and you're not worried about whether or not you're in love with them.
Yep. And this was Victoria asked him about his career goals, and he was very flustered.
Yep, that's tough.
He was like, I mean, well, like, tough. What? Like, she's like, I'm not asking you, like, to do algebra. I'm just,
what do you want to do with your life? It's a normal
question. It's just like, hey, like, what are your career goals?
Well, how old is Johnny?
25, 26.
Oh, okay.
He's young, and she's only 28. Like, she's
not old either. Yeah,
no, she's
29 now.
She's 29. Okay. She's a year
but
older.
She's still young.
She's not. I just looked up her birthday the other day. She's like almost a year older than I am.
Oh, okay.
So she's young, and she just wants some kind of path because she is very focused. I respect that she's very focused on like life after Paradise. Like she's really thinking about like which of these guys can I see after this. So she asked a question, but they're clearly trying to work their things out. The other guys come down. Tyler, Alex, Adam come down. I'm like happy for Adam. They must have been like, hey, we flew this guy from Australia. We gotta,
somebody get him. You know what I mean?
He's got to stay here for a few more days so he's not just on a return flight back to Australia 2 days later.
Right. I mean, he seems great. Like I feel like the Monday episode was the first time we really got to hear him like chit chat and have fun. The wine chat, I still can't get over it. I mentioned it before. He's like ready to gossip with everybody. He's like just being conversational and sweet and nice. And I feel like I hope there's somebody there for him.
So I think next week we're going to see some drama on which way Victoria goes, and then also Jasenia had pulled Tyler for a conversation at the end of the episode too, where Brittany was like, about? "What the?" That's like. I feel like that was a classic Jasenia move. She was doing shit like that. She was doing shit like that last season.
I knew there was something about Jasenia. I was like, what's the thing about Jasenia I don't like? She does shit like that.
Yeah, she's just like moves quietly a little bit.
Annoying.
So she pulled Tyler.
I did think it was weird when obviously Brittany and Andrew had like an amicable split where they're like both pursuing now Tyler and Jasenia. But I do think it was like a little soon when they're at the bar and Jasenia takes Tyler away and Brittany, first of all, kept like, was clearly upset about it, kept making jokes about it. But the one joke, she was like, get your girl, like whatever. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is all a little too comfortable. Like, this is weird.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't know. Okay, let's answer some questions.
Yep.
Vizzy, guys. Vizzy hard seltzer. Multiple variety packs. They're delicious. Ooh, this one in my hand right now is my favorite.
Wow. Oh, no, you have it's blackberry lime, but you have your favorite.
Oh, I know, I have mine. This is the blackberry lemon, which is my favorite. You can get in one of the variety packs.
It's my favorite.
Blueberry pomegranate that's this one right here.
Because people don't always buy pomegranate.
I love pomegranate.
I had pomegranate recently and it was delicious.
I love
pomegranate green tea.
They also do mimosa packs, which is great for a little, day drinking situation. Maybe you're tailgating, something like that. VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks to find Vizzy near you. And you can also sign up. You can check out our little, all the links down below. You can sign up to get notified about new flavors. All amazing. We love Vizzy Hard Seltzer. Okay, let's go for some questions.
This little cup's so cute.
What would we want them to do differently with the Switch next year?
Oh, that's a good one.
They have to, okay, so Serene said this, which I think is valid. She tweeted about this. She was like, it was very jarring because they already have such limited time, and they did this. I think production struggled here to pull more episodes out of filming in a very similar amount of time as they normally film. Like, they have to film for longer.
Yeah.
Or else it doesn't work in my mind. Like, you're not going to get Brandon and Serene's every season where, it only takes them a few days to be totally locked in.
Yeah.
And then you need, more girls to be open. I don't think they thought all the girls would be like, we don't want to talk to any of the boys. It just kind of backfired. And I feel like they need just to have more time, more people in and out. I know it's not like they have a completely unlimited amount of people to pick from, but it just felt like there wasn't the spark that they necessarily wanted from it.
Yes. Do you think that if they knew in advance that this was happening, it'd be different? Because Love Island, they know in advance about Casa Amor,
Yeah,
right?
no, it definitely would have. And I think now going forward, it'll be different.
There was so much complaining. I feel like there was a lot of complaining about the situation, and almost like we're being forced into this and whatever. And it's like, but it's also part of the show.
And it's also like if you're
going
to
copy
the
about
format,
what was happening instead of just going with the punches.
Right, exactly. So
if you're going to copy the format,
just
copy the format.
Right.
Like do a joint rose ceremony. Like make it dramatic. Like if you're just going to do the same thing anyway.
Right.
Just go for it, and maybe just like a bigger. They needed to, I don't know, that maybe people will be more open to it now that they know that it's happening.
Right.
Like you said.
Do you think it will stop it might stop those initial connections? Like it might make, people will be hesitating to make those connections up front, knowing that that's coming, but it also could be good for like
Serene said,
let's solidify this
they should
before we
probably
go.
be filming for a longer period of time.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like an extra week at least. Yeah.
This is a funny one. Do you think Kate is Team Chrishell or Team Christine at the Oppenheim group?
Kate seems
shout out
like
to whoever wrote that one.
Probably.
Kate. My guess is Kate would have sucked up to both of them.
Definitely. Probably Christine more, I think.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I see her being
Christine's cool as
I
well.
know Christine's no longer there, so
I know, but Christine's cool, you know.
Yeah, probably Chrishell.
Yeah. I always forget that she's selling Sunset. Hate her even more.
Which couple do you think will get engaged for the sake of the show, but they don't really want to get engaged? Because there's always one.
I would think it would be like I would think that Johnny would change his tune just to keep Victoria. But I don't know. He was so sourpuss when Alex came down. He saw Alex, and I've never seen a frown like that in my life.
I know.
He was so upset.
I would have said maybe Rodney and Eliza, but then we see Justin come back. This is also the thing.
True.
Like,
I forgot about
what
Justin.
are we doing bringing people back?
Yeah, why are we doing that?
If you're sent home, like,
was Justin the only one that came back? Was Justin the only one?
I don't know. And the preview was just like, oh, here's Justin.
So stupid. Yeah, like why?
So I don't like. There's just. I get
was Justin that great? Like,
I get
clearly
to the
wasn't
point
that great.
Where there
if he didn't
can
stay.
be no there's no rules. I understand rules are there are no rules, but the show needs a little bit more structure. The producers just willy-nilly decide like who gets a date and who gets, and Michael doesn't have to go into the switch and like this doesn't have to happen. Like they're just like favorites are played. There just isn't. I know,
flying under the radar. I mean, that's fine. I mean, whatever. Like leave them be. I guess.
Yeah, and look,
you know? Like,
that's
fine.
a couple where it's like they do make sense. So it's you don't complain about it because it's like
situation.
They obviously were going to be together.
Yeah, for sure.
Last question: if we had to have anyone else come down to the beach, who would it be?
Who would really fuck shit up?
I'm like, who the hell hasn't shown up
I
already?
know, honestly. It's like a never-ending loop of people.
Imagine if Pilot Pete went.
Yeah, right? Like
and
something
Hannah
like that
Brown.
to fuck shit up. No, I would
He was
just
gonna
want
go,
Pete.
remember? Pete was gonna
but
go,
him
and then
and
it
Kelly
didn't
Was he
work
really?
out.
Oh,
I
man.
know.
We haven't talked about that.
No,
Pilot
they're-
Pete and Kelly Flanagan just being back together.
Yeah.
Back together.
Even
I'm
though
not
they both
surprised.
roasted each other on
Yeah, they were really mean.
podcasts.
They're mean to each
Ours
other.
specifically.
I would love to know what Kelly said about it. Like, Kelly's like, hey, yeah, sorry, your mom was really annoying.
I mean, yeah, because she is. It's like 'cause his mom's the worst. Maybe he's finally realizing it. Maybe he looked back and was like, damn, my mom is...
Maybe Kelly won the long battle.
Yeah. She made it through the long night, the Great War. Yeah, she won the Great War.
For some reason, I can't even think of anybody that's like a viable contestant at this point in time.
Me neither. Truly, me neither. There's not...
Jed's engaged, isn't he?
Oh, God. Jed, I forgot about him. Luke. Luke would be laughed out of the building. Jordan Kimball. He's been
engaged.
on a bunch of times. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think he might be married.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of
any of the big players.
No, except they've all kind of been around. They've all shown up, really.
Yeah, I know. I feel like they've realized their time has passed.
You know who I wish we could have seen more of is the original Peter from Rachel Lindsay's season with the gray hair. Peter Krause is hot and cool, and I feel like people would like him. Yeah. But I think that he doesn't want anything to do with the show anymore. I haven't seen him since then.
Let's cut some stems and give out some roses. Kelly, you want to go?
Yes, I have a. Let's see. I'll do my rose first. let me think for a sec. I would like to give my rose to, I'll give my rose to Adam. I'm obsessed with him.
Okay.
Love him, Adam the Australian. We got more time with him. He loves a wine chat, and I'm obsessed with him now, so good for him. No. Rose, that's my rose. Yeah, okay. My stem cut is, of course, Kate.
Yeah,
Fuck that bitch.
yeah.
Literally, like, fuck her. I'm so out on her. I can't even describe. You guys know.
Oh, my goodness.
God bless
Excuse
you.
me. Thank you.
It's dusty.
I will give my rose to Aaron and Genevieve reuniting.
Oh, yes. Cute.
Oh, that could be a couple.
They might do
Yes.
it.
That get engaged, like, to get engaged.
For
and
real.
then, like, disaster strikes.
They might do it.
Or get engaged to get engaged
Yeah.
and then, like, stay together for. They could be the next, like, JoJo and Jordan.
Yeah.
Stay together for a while and then get engaged.
Right.
and
I
get
just,
married.
like, everything's going so well for them right now, but I still have a hard time believing that this worked for them.
We'll have to see next week.
Yeah, maybe.
And I wish I could cut Kate's.
You can cut it again. She deserves it.
Okay, I'll cut Kate's again.
She deserves double
Double
cuts. Yeah.
Double cut. I'm going to give my rose to Brandon and Serene
Cute.
because I felt like they just had a beautiful reunion.
It was sweet. Run and
They're
jump.
straight up in love with each other.
There
like
you
they're throwing out I
are.
love yous.
Yeah, it's
So they're
wild.
locked in. And God, I wish I could also. That was really the one thing I got to look at my list of things that I was like, oh, I did not like this.
Yeah, I want to make sure I addressed all my.
Well, you guys went.
Yeah.
You guys went, Kate, and she definitely she said some stuff. Honestly,
You gonna cut?
you know
Shanae?
what? I was thinking about Shanae, but then I was
you're
like,
gonna
you know
cut
what?
her?
I don't know if she fully deserves a
For
stem
her-
cut.
for her mean things that
she
she
was
said?
being mean.
She was being mean.
but I think
But she was
like,
being
it came
petty,
from
childish,
It came
immature.
from a mean. Yeah, it came
And
from
she's
a hurt place.
embarrassed. She just got embarrassed by Tyler.
It came from a
She
hurt
got
place.
embarrassed by Logan. She was
I'm-
embarrassed by James.
I'm
It was
cutting the
just-
stem of production.
Yeah, do it.
I just feel like they're losing track here. I
Yeah.
feel like they lost control of the show a little bit.
They're
I
losing
don't
the
know.
plot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea. And look, I agree, Kelly, that I think these are both very good episodes.
Yes.
But I feel like there's more producer manipulation happening than there needs to be.
I agree as well.
I think they're meddling
I
a
agree
little
with
too
that.
much. I think the interviews and like getting all these comments and stuff is just, it's like, let the conversations play out. I'd rather hear what these people are saying on the beach more than I would people just being mean in interviews.
Yes.
So
I
give me
agree.
more like actual conversations.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Good one.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. That wraps it up for Cutting Stems. Thank you all. We will be back next week for another week of Bachelor in Paradise.